Hey guys, welcome to another video. My name is David Pinto. They also call me Tips with Dave. And in today's video, we are going to be looking at how do you write an email campaign that converts, that makes sense. And I'm going to show you this all for absolutely free. Take this as a training, guys. I always say it on a Wednesday, I come out here to share with you tools that I'm using, but also strategies that you can go and implement yourself. Okay, there's nothing more useful than having the skills yourself to go out there and get the results and make those conversions that are possible. So let's hop onto my screen and share with you some more. Awesome, guys. Here I am on my screen. And before I go ahead and share with you the strategy and talk to you about email campaigns, do you like email marketing? Let me know in the comments below. Are you using email marketing within your entire business? Does it make sense or not for you? Just tell me, let me know so that I know that I'm speaking and training the right kind of audience. Okay, that's something that's just I'm personally reaching out. And first and foremost, welcome to the channel. If you're here for the first time, I want to welcome you because Tips with Dave is all about paving the way for your dreams to come true, but also applying skill sets that help you on that journey. Whether it is right now, I'm using personally affiliate marketing. I do have a full-time job. This is something that I'm doing at the side. And the skills that we need with affiliate marketing are twofold, guys, are two skills that we need. One is specifically advertising, knowing how to drive traffic to your offers, and the second one is copywriting, and that's personally what we're going to get into today because email marketing is part of copywriting as I see it. So let's go ahead and share with you a little bit of the strategy. So if you don't have a sales process, guys, this video may not be for you. Simply put, this may not be for you. Why? Because it is having an email campaign is part of your sales process. So we're looking at two skills, but we're also focusing specifically on the sales process to get the best conversion. So I'm going to go and try to like keep this in a nutshell and not go super in depth, just because below in the description of this video, guys, I have a link to my affiliate marketing essentials course just to show you guys. And within this course, it's about 10 video lessons that I have. Within this section, I have affiliate marketing automation, which goes into detail about specifically email marketing strategies, and also you can get additional right here. But just to show you a sneak peek, I wanted to let me just mute this so that it doesn't disturb us. But let me show you a sneak peek of what you will get if you go into the automation section. We're going to be using system.io. I'm going to be talking about system.io and everything else. But if you see right here, funnel, you get a free funnel. So this is your sales process, domain, everything else, and we're going to cover these things right here. Then you have an email campaign, which is a 1 hour training, guys. I go through everything within this. It is such a powerful training that's there. Again, link is in the description. So I'm trying to do it in a nutshell, but basically the overview that you're going to see right here, which you can still go ahead and take it. You don't need the course, okay? You don't need the course, but in case you do want to get the course, it's in the description of this video. So you have to have a sales process in place, and your email campaign is part of the sales process as I look at it. So simply put, it helps you improve the conversion rate of your entire sales process. So let's say you have a sales process of 1 to 5%. Now you're getting 40% and 50% conversion rates. That's the aim, right? That's the goal. We want to have a higher conversion rate of an offer, a service, a product that we are affiliated with and sharing it with somebody who needs it, right? We're solution-based marketers right here. That is what is going to make the most difference. So an email campaign is super important. You can automate most of it, so you don't have to be behind your computer. We're in a day and age where technology is also useful in this way. You don't have to be behind your computer. You can, like I said, automate most of it, and at the same time, you can then also have a little bit more I'm not gonna get into it because I geek out over this, guys, but a whole workflow that is growing over time. So as you gain more experience, as you gain more credibility, as you grow as a person, this whole journey of copywriting in your email campaign will evolve. Okay, so don't worry about, make it simple to get started, don't procrastinate, and then evolve over time. That's the whole process. As human beings, as marketers, as people in this world, we're evolving over time. So it's very important that I share that with you. And obviously, how do you evolve over time? I personally use what I call a data-driven method, which is first and foremost, I take action on what I'm doing. So in this case, we're creating an email campaign, and then I use the data to tell me how to improve that email campaign so that I get more skills, I improve my skills, I keep my momentum going, and it's the best way for me to convert the same amount of advertising that I do into more passive income, by the conversions itself. Okay, so that's personally how I look at it. Just wanted to share with you, and I use a tool called system.io. So how do we go about doing this? I just prepared a presentation so that I follow it really clearly, and I don't want to go off topic because this is, like I said, this video I could create a 1 hour to 2 hour training video, but I don't have that much time, and I want to make sure that I can comprise, like, just compress it basically in 15 minutes to be able 15 20 minutes to be able to share with you guys the most. So we're going to go over the email campaign. There are a few key points that are needed when you're creating an email campaign, and this is something just to pay attention to. So I'm not going to go over things that I would have in my course. For example, set up correctly. Is the setup done correctly? Okay, this is something that before you even write your email campaign, make sure that you have it done correctly. That means, do you have your domain, an email domain? I don't mean a website domain, but I mean an email domain, just because you want to make sure that you're getting those emails to the inbox, to the promotion tabs. Those are the main two elements that you want them to be there. And that email domain is connected to your phone. Basically, it makes yourself congruent, it makes yourself professional, and it keeps things also in your benefit for the long term. So this is very important to have before you get started with writing your email campaigns and stuff like that. The setup is very important. The second is automations itself. Yes, this is possible absolutely for free. I always try to save my time in email marketing by creating automations, just because I do have a full-time job. So I leverage these kind of tools. And in this case, I'm leveraging system.io. And by the way, guys, system.io is absolutely free to join. So if you want to join system.io at any point of time, the link is in the description of this video. If you do go to a paid plan, and you do want a paid plan, let's say an annual plan, I'll leave a link just to the annual plan in the description of this video. Guys, I want to make sure that you understand also that system.io has a, let's say, last cookie strategy mindset. So it really depends on the last person that you've clicked on the link for them to get a commission if you do go to the paid plans. Okay, so I'm just telling you that I really don't focus on it. I just share with you guys what I have. It's really up to you whether you decide to get system.io or not. I'm using this tool absolutely for free, and I love it. The resources to create a campaign that I personally use is, these are all free resources: Google Docs, ChatGPT. And if you have some training on email marketing itself, then keep that open. But if you don't have some training on email marketing, I would suggest, I don't know if you guys even know, maybe I will link the podcast, the resource to the podcast, amazing podcast on email marketing, in the description of this video. Check that out. Just, it's absolutely free. I'll link it below and have a look at it, because it gave me a lot of insight also on where I need to improve, because we're always in the state of improvement, guys. So just check that out, and it's an absolutely free training if you get started. It's not going to go into detail step by step, but it's going to give you an idea of how your email marketing journey can grow and can develop and change and everything else. So it's a good training to have. Build out your story through the campaign. This is the main focus of a campaign. Whatever it is that you are promoting, whether it's a product, a service, an offer, whatever it is that you are promoting, remember that that has a flow, and in the flow of the campaign, you're using your offer as the main, or the service, whatever you're an affiliate, you're using that as a solution. Therefore, the campaign must have a story, and it can have different layers of a story. Okay, so it doesn't have to have one specific. There's a dream outcome, but there can be different layers of that dream outcome, which allow us to have a good ecosystem as an affiliate marketer, to have a good ecosystem of different products or services. We can recommend other people for that same dream outcome. We're not changing that. We're not sharing random things. We're giving people an element, whether it's free or paid. Like, for example, if somebody reaches out to me and I'm creating an entire campaign related to YouTube marketing and everything else, what am I going to share with them? I'm going to share with them tools that I personally use in my YouTube. So for example, in the description below, I have a free tool which I use called TubeBuddy. I pay for it, but it's a free tool. So you can get it free. You can go to the paid. It's really up to you. It is a tool that I use. So why not recommend a tool that I use to be able to then talk about what I'm sharing, right? They're reaching out to me for YouTube tips. Well, use TubeBuddy, just to give you guys an idea. So that just being said, I'm giving you examples of different things. This is similar stuff that we go through within the campaign. There's a story. So let's go and figure out email marketing one-on-one, copywriting one-on-one, if you want to see, just to give you an understanding. First and foremost, you need to have a strong subject. When I say a strong subject, I mean it doesn't need to be clickbaity, it doesn't need to be spammy. Avoid those words, just keep focused on the main content. And the purpose of of your subject is to summarize everything that you're writing in the body of your email. That's how you keep the congruency. So let's say you're telling a story about a specific thing within your, let's say, a lifestyle within your email. Does your subject, ask yourself this question, guys, does your subject summarize everything that's said in that email, not the next email, not the previous, but that email itself, right? So does it summarize? That will give you an indication of whether you're writing a good thumbnail or not. And then obviously, as I said before, data is always an eye opener. As you get people write it, as you get people to open it, that will tell you whether you have a strong thumbnail or not. Sorry, strong subject or not, and you will be able to change that accordingly. Okay. The same goes with the body of the email itself. Formatting, do not make it a long format, make it a short paragraph format. That's personally how I recommend doing all my email marketing, because it just works. You see people scrolling, you see people moving fast through. They have a low attention span, including even with reading. Unfortunately, it's just the case right now. So make sure that you do format it in such a way that it is faster to read. Do you have call to actions in the body of your email? What are call to actions? Basically a place where they can then go to get that product or service. Remember, at the end of the day, you're marketing, you're guiding them, you're sharing with them. But when you go for a good movie and you like it, like the movie, you are going to talk about the movie. But then if somebody asks you, but where did you go and watch the movie? I live in Italy, guys. So I find theaters that are very few that actually have English available. So when I have a movie, I also recommend the theater. It's just how it is, right? So in doing so, your call to action is that recommendation itself. So make sure that you have that there and that there's a flow and continuation in your email. These are the few things that are important for the body of your email. One of the most important skill sets I would say that you will learn as an email marketer with your copy is storytelling. So I would always do it this way. If you're using a Google Doc, start your emails out. Remember, you have your products and services. You know that you want to have a specific flow, and then see if the story is going through. Let's say you have a 7-day email campaign or a 20-day email campaign or whatever it is. Make sure that you are writing the story and you can see that there's a flow right till the end. If there's no flow right to the end, that means you need to change things in between and edit it so that it's not abrupt. Why? Because you're telling a story from start to finish in your campaign. That's the main thing. You're telling a story from start to finish. So is there a flow to your product, offer, or service that solves a problem for your audience? Always important. We're not doing things randomly. We're doing targeted audience. So targeted solutions. We also want to make money, right? We want to make the results. If you're not making the results, then what's the point? Social proof and building a relationship should always be the core of this part of your email marketing in specifically your campaign. Why? Because I want you guys never, ever, ever, ever to forget that on the other side of that screen, on the other side of that email, the person who has joined is not just a number. Yes, the numbers are telling us a story, but it's not just a number. Remember that they're also human beings and people. Therefore, the stronger relationship, the stronger community you build, the higher quality of leads you will have, even if the number is low, which means you can make 6 figures also with a low quality of leads if you are doing this as your core, building a relationship with your customers, with your people, with your the right kind of audience, right? So strong selling in a few emails within your campaign is a must, I believe, because as I said, we do want to build a relationship, but we also want to make sure that they do get that product or service, because that's going to ultimately why we are sharing it with them, because it's going to help them, right? So we don't need to be fearful of selling. We just don't need to be spammy about it. We need to be honest and sincere and share our story in this way, as long as it's part of the story. Your unique storytelling style, it's going to be different from mine, guys. It's just what it is. I say folks a lot, I say buddy a lot. People don't use these words. It's really different styles of writing, and this can all be done with little to no cost and will evolve over time. I just wanted to say that. This is it as a nutshell. Just going to go to the system.io and share with you how I do it. What are the automations? First and foremost, I said the setup, right? So your emails basically should be connected to your funnel. This is something that's very important. So make sure that on your landing page itself, for example, mine, you'll see that I'm actually collecting an email. So when there's a button right here, it basically goes to submit form. What am I doing here? Collecting an email address and a name. And if I click on the button, it says submit form and goes to next step. So that makes sure that I am collecting an email. Okay, it's just to show you guys how it works. Let's exit from there. And then the second thing I want to show you is then have your lists, or in System.io, we call it tags. Okay, this is something where we are now categorizing the emails that we're getting. So this is part of the setup that we need to have our tags. And then I said to you, as I said before, you have your, once you create your email campaign, what we need is an email domain. Okay, so look here, you can see it's David at getpaidwithdavid.com. This domain is very important for our deliverability and everything else. So that's why I'm saying make sure that we do have it. How do you do this in System.io? Very simple, guys. Go to the help section, because that's going to be your best friend, seriously. And within the help section itself, you'll be able to oh, 1 second, guys. I don't know what's wrong. Okay, here we go. In the help section right here, you'll have different help pages where you'll be able to set up your email domain as well. So I would recommend you to check that out. And that would be the setup section. In terms of the format, let me just show you from a campaign email itself so that it's clear. Let me just open another campaign email, and let's go to the second email so that you see how my emails are written itself. So this is the formatting, as I said. Make sure that it's a few paragraphs. This is a pretty long email, but you have 2 call to actions, as I mentioned. You have your disclaimer, everything else, but this is what you can do. And with System.io, the beauty of it is that you can set up the time and the days, right? So when you're creating your email campaign, just to show you, let's just go back to email campaign. You can see right here, you can create, it's a delay after 1 day, 1 day, 1 day. But what I do is I keep each product or service. I have at least 2 emails which are talking about the product or service that I'm sharing, and then I have a completely value-based email. So for example, there are no links, or maybe it's going to a Facebook post that I had, or maybe it's going to a YouTube video that I have, or maybe it's going to something that I know is purely giving value or purely sharing a little bit more about myself to those customers. So keep that alternation in place, because again, you're building that relationship, you're building that ecosystem with your customers. So it's very important that you do that. And yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's very simple to create a campaign with System.io. All you do is go to emails, click on campaign, put on create campaign, and then you will get pop up here, and you put a name. You don't even need to put a description, and voila, you get to create a campaign. And then as you want to add emails, you can add as many emails as possible. Here you guys can see that I have about 52, what is it, 52, but 52 minus 1 2 3 4, so 48 emails that are actually actually live at the moment. And then I've written this right now because I'm going to be editing a few things. So that's how I do it with System.io itself. Again, once you create your campaign, all you need to do is go here, put on create an email, add your subject, and then I use the classic editor. You can use the visual editor if you want. I honestly would use the classic editor, and then click on save, and basically it opens a blank email like this itself. You add your subject here, you can add your preview here. This is another cool option, and then your body of your email with the things that I mentioned earlier. Guys, if you want to know more details specifically on how I'm writing this, as I said, link to this course is in the description of this video. I go through it in step number 2, but primarily this is an entire strategy that I personally follow with affiliate marketing, guys. So that is all I want to share with you. I hope you guys got value from this video. Again, remember, do not procrastinate. Get that data. If you have any questions related to creating an email campaign with System.io, let me know so that I can go through it more as a tutorial. But right now, I wanted to cover this mainly as an overview of how we are actually doing our campaigns with System.io. We're doing it absolutely for free, and the elements of the campaign that are important, because you can find videos out there, and honestly, you do find a lot of videos out there that explain different strategies and using System.io and all those details. But what I wanted to cover right now was the general concept of creating a campaign. You can do it absolutely for free, but if you do not have a sales process, there's no need to create a campaign. So make sure you do have a funnel in place, and then start to create your campaign. That's basically it. Ask me the questions below. Most probably next week I will go into a little more details of the campaign itself. I'm not sure, so you'll see on the next week's video how it is. But if you haven't subscribed yet, guys, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. I'm going to see you on Friday for another video, and then on Monday for and then next week for another 3 videos. Have a great day. Keep ignoring if your dreams to come true. I'm going to see you on the next one.